Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to kind of explain the immigration process and extending your visa a little bit more in detail. I have explained, how it works. You get 30 days upon arrival. There's no visa required. After that, your first extension is 29 days. You can do that right at the airport when you arrive. And then after that 29-day extension, you can then extend 59 days, and again after that 59 days, 59 days, and in some cases, depending on age, you can also extend 6 months. You can do that 2 times within 3 years, and you can stay in the Philippines up to 3 years just extending out your tourist visa. Now, at the 3-year mark, you do have to leave for at least 24 hours, fly to Malaysia or someplace like that, and then you may return and the whole process starts over again. After your 30 days and your first 29-day extension, the next time you'll go in for that first 59-day extension, that is when you will need an ACR card. So that time you will pay around 6,000 pesos, a little bit less, which is about 120 US dollars. So let me give you some preparation before you actually go into the visa office. Now, many offices, depending how busy they are, like for example, Cebu, for example, you're going to be there half the day, unfortunately, and you are required to wait right there. Now, I've also been to other cities like Angeles and Dumaguete, where you actually drop off your passport, pay the fee, fill out the paperwork, and in Angeles, you come back later that day. In Dumaguete, you come back like 3 days later, unless you expedite it, and then you come back like the next business day. So it depends on the city. Every city is going to be a little different. Welcome to the Philippines. That's just the way it is. Now, what you can do to kind of expedite the whole process is, one, take the picture page of your passport with all your information on it and make a photocopy of that, 2 photocopies, and make sure it's colored. Second, go to the last stamp you had in your passport from the Philippines showing the expiration date of when you're required to either leave the country or extend, and also make a colored copy of that, 2 copies. Okay? So that's what you do for your extensions. If you have those ahead of time, go into the office, you'll have that. You're going to ask for a form, and they should have them on a table sitting out somewhere. Many offices, they're not even going to have a number system. Some will just have you walk in and go right to a window. Others will have a number system where you grab a number. It's more fun in the Philippines. You just never know what you're going to get when you walk into the Bureau of Immigration. Now, just remember, not every city is going to have a Bureau of Immigration. You're going to have to leave some cities and go to other cities. For example, if you're living, I just recently did a video on Bayawan. If you were going to live in a city like Bayawan, guess what? You're going to have to travel over to Dumaguete or a few other cities in Negros to do your visa. And so once every 2 months or so, or possibly once every 6 months, depending on your visa extension, you're going to have to travel and do that. Now, places like Davao was one of the quickest places. Cagayan de Oro. Went in, handed all my information in along with the filled out form, and I was done within about 30 minutes. Some offices want to give you a hard time. Places with more tourists, for example, Cebu, Dumaguete, Angeles. I hear now that when you're extending out your tourist visa, if you're younger, perhaps, I've heard this from a few people, that if they're younger than 50, they're starting now to question you and say, how are you making your income? We're going to need proof of your income. Why are you staying in the Philippines so long? They start to get a little bit suspicious now from recent reports, and that is because they've heard of people working illegally in the Philippines, and the Philippines does not want anybody working here illegally. The unemployment rate is already at a 30% rate, so they don't want you doing that, okay? So, again, when you go into the office, check on the office. Most offices, in fact, I've yet to encounter an office that really cared how you're dressed. Don't be a slob. Still wear a nice shirt, nice shorts, and you know, a nice pair of shoes. Don't go looking like a slob. If you do that, there's a chance that they could deny you, tell you to come back, tell you to dress properly. For the most part, I've seen guys dressed all kinds of ways, and they've never turned them down. Another thing, in Dumaguete, it says, "We refuse the right to extend your visa for rude behavior." There's a big sign right on the wall, and I've seen that in other offices. Be on your absolute best behavior. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Remember, we are guests in this country, and we need to act accordingly. We need to be respectful. And you want to be an asshole, you can be an asshole outside of the office, but in the office, you need to have respect and be polite, patient. You know, it's not like the U.S. You're going to see, you know, you're going to wonder, why are they doing things like this? Why is this taking so long? Guess what? That's just the way it is. You need to have some patience, and it'll be fine. But just a little bit of information for the visa. I do want to mention, if you are late, don't panic. It's not the end of the world. They're not going to kick you out or blacklist you. What will happen is you will pay a 1,000 peso fine, but try your best. Do not be late, okay? I have been late, and I was sweating bullets. I was like, am I going to get kicked out? Are they going to deny extending my visa? I was really worried. And what happened is they charged me the 1,000 peso fine, and then they extended it from the date that I was supposed to extend. So, in other words, if my due date is January 23rd, coming up here in 3 days, let's say I come in on February 2nd. Well, I'm going to pay the full fee, and they will still date it from January 23rd. So if I do a 59-day extension, they're going to extend it not to February 23rd, but over to like March 22nd. Even though I'm way past that date, it's February 2nd, I'm going to pay the full amount, and I'm going to, the date goes to what it originally would go at. So it would end on March 22nd. If my extension due date is January 23rd, but I miss it, again, I come in March 2nd, or excuse me, I come in February 2nd, I'm more than a week late, they will just pretend like it was extended from January 23rd, but they will add the 1,000 peso fine. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, comment down below. We'll have that discussion, and I'll see you guys next time.